So I will call the meeting to order and roll call. Do we have any guests, Bob DeToma? All right, so I'm going to skip over all the things about Zoom, and I'll skip over also public comment, but I'll do roll call. Bob Berger?
Bob Berger is here.
Bob Berger here. Bob DeToma?
Here.
Bob DeToma is here. Jim Gallagher is here. Bob Hassinger?
I'm here and attired
Here.
as I think I should be. You know, I heard that was important last night.
Last night it was, but as you can see, it doesn't mean anything tonight. Okay, Jack Kelly.
Get the rules straight here. Come on, Jim. I think you brought it up, didn't you?
I did.
You started the trouble.
And that's so unlike me. Jack Kelly has, as we're pointed out, Jack Kelly has resigned. And Lisa Kelly, I received a notice from her that she is not looking to be reappointed. So she's still on the books for right now, but she's absent. And Corson Wyman. Ferris Bueller. All right. So anyway, we have a quorum. So what I would like to do is I would like to begin by thanking. So we have it on the record. I'd like to thank Jack and Lisa Kelly for the service that they've had with a GCTV. They both did a lot of great work and were there when we called upon them, and we certainly wish them well. We wish them well in whatever they choose to go forward with, because they're two very fine people. So thank you so much for your service. All right, the treasurer's report is going to be a little longer than usual because Mr. Berger has our yearlies and our regular reports. So I'll shut up and let you get to it.
Yeah. Bob, let me share the screen, please. Oh, you gave it to me already. And I don't know what the yearlies are that you're talking about, Jim. So let's just.
Well, I got the package that you got. I had all of the expenses and payments by the treasurer. There was so much more information than we got in the regular ones.
I usually give you both, or maybe I didn't, but let's just take it on how to read the revenue and expense report.
All right, I got that one right on top.
Okay, so just for the hell of it, I don't know why in blue right here we have a missing first quarter that did not make this report, but I wanted the committee to see where we are at the end of the year. So with that missing first quarter, we've brought in revenues of $382,459.61, which is about $20,000 more than I predicted we were going to get from last year. So we're above being on track. None of that really reflects in these bottom numbers. You'll see it in July's report. Now we're going to go right down to the meat and potatoes, because everything else that Jim was just referencing is showing in here. So our personal services, we've expended $82,777.21, which is 82% of that line, which is right where we're supposed to be. Purchase of services, we're over 113%, and we all know why, because we had to do some work around the building, but we're still going to be good on the bottom line. Non-energy and energy, we're at $8,110.72, which is about 20%, 21%. In supplies, we've only expended $14,303.51, which gives us a grand total of expending 38%. So we have expended $139,000 so far. Now, we said that we were going to spend $334,000, but you have to remember at the end of the year, we have to pay that bond bill, which is coming up. So that's going to be about $110,000. So I can see us right now at maybe at 270. So we're below what we thought we were going to expend, but that's the way we should always have it. And here is what we have for total funds available today, which is $815,772.98. Then we go down to Bob. Well, not Bob, but the line item that the town has us expend. I will make this line a little bit bigger so you guys can see a little more. There's our $3,000 we started with, and we still have $1,900 to go. I don't know if we're gonna expend all that or not. Oh, unencumbered. Excuse me, I misspoke. We have $1,300 to spend out of that line. I don't know if we're going to get to that because we only have a couple weeks left. Maybe Bob can, pick and choose of what he wants to get on supplies and expend that kind of money. And here I gave you a copy, which I find I'm going to have to talk to Cindy when I get back in. She's not in this week, and I was out. I kind of took a sick day today, if you can tell by my voice. I don't understand. We got this payment on June 6, 2022, and it's clearly the first quarter, and because it's right here, January to March. And you look at it, and it's all, I just don't know what happened here. But I gave it to the committee so they can see it. We just got these checks, and it's clearly for the first quarter. As you can see, everything is just saying, we got it, we just deposited it. And Mr. Chair, that's my report. I don't have any other more information than that.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for?
Yeah, just hang on a second. I'm having a little Zoom problem here. Okay. Corson has sent email saying that he didn't have the number to get in. Be aware.
Yes, he did.
I sent a message back, but
well, there he is.
oh, is he okay.
He's coming on now, I believe. Okay, thank you very much, Bob Berger.
Okay.
And we shall press on. And for the minute reviews, we have minutes for April and May. If everyone's had a chance to review them, I'll invite any kind of motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Motion made and second. Now, Bob, is your motion for both of them or one at a time?
Oh, I think both of them.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to accept the April and the May minutes, and we'll do a roll call. Bob Berger?
Aye.
Bob Berger, aye. Bob DeToma?
Aye.
Bob DeToma, aye. Jim Gallagher is aye. Bob Hassinger?
I'm aye.
Bob Hassinger is aye, and there's young Mr. Corson Wyman. Corson? We're taking a roll call vote on accepting the minutes for April and May.
Can you hear us, Corson?
No.
No. All right, well, I'm going to, I'll take that as a voting present for Corson, as we can see him, but we can't hear him. All right. As we move along, I just wanted to check in with everyone. Those the open meeting documentation stuff, I presume that everyone sent that in. So that was just a general reminder to make sure that we got that done. And Bob DeToma, can you give us an update on the closed captioning?
I will have detailed price quotes from Danielle at the next meeting. There was a lot of questions as to the number of options to add into the systems, and I asked her to give us a series of quotes basically saying good, better, best, and she even threw in a fourth option. I'm not quite sure what it qualifies as, but good, better, best. So we'll have 3 to look at next month. We have to, she and I have to get together and just make sure that we haven't overlooked anything. And I think we might be able to proceed after that, depending on how we vote.
Yeah, there's I think there's a fairly wide range of possibilities, and I think it'd be interesting for us to be able to talk about, the cost benefits of all that. Understand.
I'm having a little bit of a problem. All of a sudden, I'm looking at a Zoom ad. I can see Bob Hassinger in the corner of my screen, and I don't know what happened.
Well, you're not controlling the meeting, I am, so you might have clicked on a window or something.
Just, I'm here and finally can hear what's going on. I tell you, I never got a copy of the agenda. I got all
Yes,
of the attachments, Bob Berger.
Yes, you did. I sent it.
There was a whole exchange about that, Corson.
What was the date and time of that?
Corson, let me just help you out a little bit. If you know there's a meeting and you don't have the agenda for one reason or another, you can always go online on Grafton's webpage and go on the home page and grab the agenda from there. And then from there, you can grab the number and just type it in to join the meeting.
No, you can't grab it. You have to copy it, type it, because it's a PDF.
Yeah, but it's not that hard of a number.
Well, whatever.
So, not having the agenda, that excuse can't happen anymore because there's always a way to get the number. Sorry, Mr. Chair. I just had to say it.
No, that's fine, but that's the case because, I send it out and you have that screwy email. So I'm guessing that if you're not finding it, it's a problem with your email that nobody else seems to have a problem with.
I'm not sure why it's a screwy email. I get all of Bob Berger's attachments.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to argue.
It's
Okay.
very hard to interact fluidly with what I get. I get a little, something I have to, a text file that I have to click on, and then I can't, I just tried to reply to your message about getting in here. It's one of a kind as far as the way people do email. And I have yet to figure out why it, whether that's your intention for it to work or whether it's on my end or what.
Mr. Chair, did you fix your screen?
No.
No.
See, what I'm getting a small picture of whoever's talking. So right now I'm looking at you, Bob Berger. Am I on your screen?
Yeah, we can see you.
Well,
You must-
I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
I don't know what happened,
All right.
but I'm going to blame it on Corson.
I would.
Yeah, well, that fits. No, I'm looking here at a message that Jim sent on June 16th at 11:53 a.m. And it has, I guess it's your address, Corson. It's hard to tell because it's this 508 with 6120123 at whatever.
I think the agenda is lost in Corson's bedroom.
It's an RTF. It's an RTF file in the message that he sent.
Well, I'm going to move forward.
Good.
Thank you for the update on the closed captioning. Bob Berger, do you have anything to add on the sign language interpreter? Anything
I do.
What do we got?
We know when the meeting is going to be held in October. We have the date, we have the time, we have the place. I put a request in last week for 2 interpreters. And I told them I was kind of disappointed that we didn't get anybody last year, and they were too. So they're now searching for 2 interpreters for us. So if it doesn't happen, then I don't know what else we can do, because this is months in advance. So that's my report to the committee. And I also gave the same report to the Disability Commission.
Okay, well, that's good. Thanks for keeping them up to date.
Yeah.
All right, now I've got all kind of stuff that's bouncing all over my screen now. Of course, and I don't know what you did to me, but it's a mess. All right. Do either one of the other, Corson and I are the only ones here that aren't named Bob. Do either Mr. Berger or Mr. Datuma want to let us know if there's any change or anything going on with the contract?
Well, I'll speak to that for a minute. I think that Bob Datuma and Bob Berger have to get together and work on what we're planning on spending our monies on, and work off that document that we submitted a couple of years ago. I have the document, but I think Bob and I just need to get together. And Bob, we should get together before the July meeting so we can report back to the committee, if you don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, in addition to what Bob said, we got a request from Attorney Bill August to meet with him, and we both responded in the affirmative, but we haven't heard back from him. So that's on the agenda too. So between how to spend the revenues and meeting with Bill, that's all going to come up really quickly.
Okay.
And Mr. Chair, just to go a little more on how we're going to spend the money, we're not, creating the wheel all over again. We're working off of the document that we drafted 5-7 years ago. Whenever we started with Spectrum and Charter, that's the same document that we're working off of.
Okay, that's good to hear. So hopefully that all of the delays that we had in the Charter contract, they'll all be circumvented if you've taken what you've learned on that and put it in the new one.
We're trying.
Good news. Good news.
Surely all the new opportunities that have come along since then should tempt us to consider additional spending.
Well, we certainly will, but I wish you wouldn't call us Shirley. Okay. All right. How about
You have to pay a
access?
copyright fee to use that, Jim.
Okay, I'll put $1 in the swear jar. Verizon contract status. We did, and access activity, Mr. Datuma.
Today, the jazz trio that Bill recorded last week before, made it up to social media and to the public channel. And I reviewed the video, and Mr. Berger, you'd be happy to know that the sound, at least to my ears, was near perfect. The gentlemen came in and they were thrilled with the facility and thrilled with Bill's participation, and their expertise in audio helped Bill feed it into our system, and it really, really sounds great. So they were so happy that they are planning to come back numerous times. And it appears that we might get, until they get tired, they're talking about 2 or 3 or 4 more segments of live performances in the studio. So it was really refreshing to see that type of activity here. I recently had a guest in studio. Her name is Kimberly Bagney. She's a local realtor. She reached out to us about doing a kind of a question and answer session on all things real estate. So we did some quick segments, just a couple of minutes each segment, and talked about particular topics related to this real estate market. And she was happy with the result. We're editing those currently, so they'll be coming up quickly. She also wants to invite local real estate experts, real estate lawyers, real estate appraisers, and have a roundtable discussion. So it sounds promising, and if the people she thinks can get involved in the studio, that'll be another new production. And we wrapped up Bus Stop Weather for the end of the school year with Sophia Kling. And we are thinking of replacing Bus Stop Weather with a couple of different programs. Number one, we're just going to touch base with Jen Anderson and find out if she's interested in us doing a Silver Lake Beach weather forecast. And we also thought it might be fun to do a Wednesday evening concert on the Common forecast. And the young woman by the name of Bridget Kaya, who is transferring over from BBT to Grafton, is willing to participate in those projects. So she'll come in and help us out with that. And that's pretty much it inside the studio.
That's
All right, can I just ask, excuse my naivete, but when we have like a show on with the real estate people, do we have to run any disclaimer that says, this is not, we do not recommend anyone in particular. We're just trying to do a good show, something like that?
So I introduce the realtor. I just say her name and I say the name of the company that she works at, and that's it. That's the last reference we make during the program. And then the questions are just generic questions. They're not directly related to what she can do. She never says, come and see me, I can help you do this.
That's good.
They're very, very generic. They're not a call to action. And then the roundtable discussion, if we get that off the ground, that will certainly kind of put that to bed, because there'll be different people in the room who have real estate expertise. So it wouldn't be focused on one person.
Very good. Nice work, Bob. All right. Now, next. I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair, Bob Hassinger has a question.
Thank you, Bob.
Just a second. Just two little thoughts, Bob D. I haven't looked at the jazz trio yet, but I saw the thumbnail go up, and I thought the picture was very nice. And did you shoot that against the black curtain?
Yeah, that's correct. Bill put the black curtain up, and he came up with this ingenious idea of using the 3 studio cameras that we've always owned. He took the portable camera that he uses for external shoots on tripods, set that up in a different part of the room. And then he also took the GoPro and placed that on a coffee table or a chair. So he essentially had 5 different angles, which he then had to merge together in Adobe. And then, to make it even more complicated, he found a shortcut in Adobe that automatically syncs up 5 lines of video, which was absolutely amazing to see. So it really came out. It's really an amazing program. So if you get the chance to watch it, I think you'll be happy with it.
Yeah, I've pushed a long time about that, syncing the audio and the video. It's usually more complicated than people are, needing to do. Anyway, he had a fair amount of work to do that. I said, to do it well. Anyway, I thought it looked nice, and that's great. Question though, on losing Jack in the studio. Do you know what is being done or what will be done, if anything, about a replacement?
Right now, we with the summertime upon us, we don't have any urgency to worry about that. I did speak to the town administrator, and we will pursue that coming up pretty quickly, try and figure out what we want to say, who we're looking for, what type of candidate. So yeah, as we get closer to late July, early August, we'll be tackling that as the next thing.
I wonder if the committee ought to get a look at what you're asking for. We are supposed to oversee everything and promote access.
Well, as far as individual employees and things like that, they're employees of the town.
I'm
So
not,
I
I'm
would
not
say,
talking about that, Jim. I'm talking about the what they're going to say they're looking for.
oh, I see. I see. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we should be doing the hiring too, but I'm afraid we have this
Yeah.
charter thing that gets in the way.
Yeah.
Well, we can find the whatever ad we used when Jack Kelly came on board. I'm sure we can use that as a jumping off point. So
Yeah, I didn't know there had been an ad. I just heard one day that he was working for us. So I'd like, I think we can be a little bit more on top of what's going on. I'd like to.
All right. Well, that's my fault then. If that's going on and I'm not getting it out to the rest of the committee, I'll take that one.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I just had a question in return to Bob Hassinger. Bob, do you have any recollection of the original charter for the Cable Oversight Committee?
You mean the charge, Bob?
I'm sorry, the charter. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, Bob.
I don't believe there was a charge initially. There has been one that I made sure was there on the website for a long time, I think.
If I could just interrupt for a second, I spent 3 or 4 hours one afternoon on the website going back and trying to find that. So if you put it on the website, someone took it off, but maybe it's somewhere else.
Well, I can try to look for it. I have old dusty files floating around here.
Should we be worried about those files, Bob?
Say what?
Should we be
There's
worried about what's in those files?
There's no COVID or mites in it, so it's probably okay. But I will try to look around and see what I can find.
Okay, thank you. Does that answer your question, Bob?
Absolutely, thank you.
And thank you all. The meeting next time, and again, if someone's got their hand up or something, I don't see you. Thank you. Next meeting will be Monday, July 18th. And one of the items on that meeting will be with the start of a new year for us is that we will be reorganizing. And if you have anything relative to that, you want to be ready for that. And just for the record, I had made a note that I was going to ask Bob DeTolma the question that Bob Hassinger just asked under items not reasonably anticipated by, I want to get half his credit for thinking about that because that was a good question. Okay, I don't have anything else. Anyone have a motion?
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Did anybody not second that?
I have a question or something that I would better propose, if I may.
Go ahead.
All right. During our meeting that we had yesterday with the Board of Selectmen, and I was basically counting down thinking about the minutes of how much time there was left before we're going to go on. And I keep thinking about the fact of what the committee members are looking at and figuring out when it's time to go on. And it occurred to me that if you had like a 3 or 4 inch clock that was mounted up overhead, that can be basically mounted, I would say, up about where the vents are, where it doesn't interfere with what we would see as the audience, but they can visually see it. And it would give them a good idea as to how and what the time is. Because the only clock that I could see in there is a small little clock in the very back of the room, which may be even hard to see with the lights in their eyes. So any thoughts about that idea, having a digital clock that has seconds on it?
We had conversations about that a couple of years ago, and we really were going to put that big red clock that we used to have in the old studio in the new control room so the select board can see it. But, you know, this guy's never done it. So we've asked him several times, but he's never installed it. So we'll have to get on top of that.
You're going to put it in A?
Yeah, that's what Corson was looking for.
I haven't been in upstairs anytime recently. Do we, we have one downstairs. Maybe we should have the same thing upstairs.
Well, I know that upstairs in F that there's a clock on the wall. If you're sitting facing the audience, it'll be on your right up on the wall there. So we've had a lot of CPC meetings up in F.
Yeah, but in A, there's nothing because we redid the room and we took that clock out. No, that clock's there. It's just really far away and you can't see it.
The little round one in the back. Yeah, that's,
No.
they can't see that.
There's some places where people think you shouldn't have a clock in a meeting room because you don't want people watching the clock.
I'm pretty sure, Bob, that you asked for this clock.
Which clock is this?
This is the red one that you told Berger to put it up, and he's never done it.
Why did we want to do that?
You wanted it for the select board, for your planning board meeting.
Oh, I don't know
couldn't
about
see the
that.
clock.
Anyway, the same purpose applies upstairs as downstairs. If you have a clock that's not working and not being used, anybody that wants to know what time, if that's, those are displaying just time of day, right?
Yes.
People can turn around and look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I
Well,
can.
let's make that an agenda item for next month.
So moved.
And Bob Natoma and Bob Berger, is that something that you guys can check out on?
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Okay.
Which,
All right. So
just to be clear,
I'm sorry.
we're talking
Yeah.
about the digital clock like in the main studio here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big red,
Yep. Okay.
big red number,
All we
like-
have to do is
like
hang
that.
it in the window in the control room if it's not intrusive for the operator.
What's the height of the numbers on that red sign?
Like
3 inches.
4 inches.
6 inches. They're tall. They're big.
That's huge. That's really, I was thinking something like maybe 3, maybe 4 inches tops. It doesn't have to be that big.
You know what? We'll come back, Mr. Chair, and we'll give.
All right. Yeah,
You
I'll
guys
put it
some
on the
options.
agenda. I'll put that on the agenda for July.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back we have a motion on the floor to say goodnight. Bob Berger.
Aye.
Bob Berger, aye. Bob Natoma.
Aye.
Bob Natoma, aye. Jim Gallagher is aye. Bob Hassinger.
I am I.
I am aye for Mr. Hassinger and Corson Wyman.
Hi.
Or should I say 508-444-444? All right, I declare the meeting closed.